All right, as you can see today, we're going to be talking about components, and specifically, I wanted to talk about online marketplaces and how you can find some great deals. So the primary place I've been finding great deals is, believe it or not, in the local Facebook marketplace. I'll tell you in a little bit here why I picked Facebook Marketplace and how I find the deals I find. But before we do that, it's kind of important to talk about each of these components and what price I got them for and what their value is, right? Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so just to be clear, this isn't I'm not doing this as a brag. I'm doing this to show that just about anybody in just about any market can find deals like this. You just have to be diligent and be willing to pass on the deals that don't make sense, right? And we'll get into that on the tail end here. For now, let's go through some of the stuff that I got. Let's do the least bit, which is this Toshiba hard drive. This is a 2 terabyte Toshiba hard drive, and it's a 7200 RPM, I think. Yeah, 7200 RPM Toshiba hard drive, and I found this for $5, right? And you know, current value. So all the stuff that we're going to go over. What I did was I looked on eBay, the exact same item that's recently sold on eBay, and then I did an average sale price. That way it's a little bit more accurate on their value. This little jobby is worth about like 25, 30 bucks, right? And I got it for $5. This one right here is that, and you've heard me in a couple of previous videos, and I'll link it up there. This is that 7800 X3D, and just know that I got it for 260 bucks, and it was very lightly, if at all, used, right? And got the box and everything, and I got this shortly before there became a shortage of this particular CPU. So there's that, and that one's going for $445 is what this is going on average for on eBay. All right, here I found a motherboard, and it's not the MSI Z590. It's actually a little bit better than that. This one an Asus Maximus 13 Hero. It's an LGA 1200 board. So it takes the 10th and 11th gen CPU for Intel, which is kind of pertinent due to some instability issues with the 13th and 14th gen. But I picked this up because, let me put this back in. I picked this motherboard up because the guy that had been wanting to install it decided that he didn't like the Asus BIOS and its UI. And he liked and was used to the MSI BIOS, and so he had a friend that had an MSI motherboard, so he decided to go with that. And so he no longer needed this motherboard, and he sold that to me for 140 bucks. Recent sales for this particular motherboard on eBay averages about 265. Right, this one right here was not on Facebook Marketplace, and again, this is a GPU that I did a video on that you can click on right there. Where I talk about the 1080 Ti Founders Edition, straight from Nvidia, not from an AIB. And so That one, this GPU, I picked up for 160 bucks. In immaculate condition, it's about 210 to 220 bucks. And I picked this up for 160. While we're on the subject of GPUs, I've got a box here of GPUs. Here is a 1070 Ti and an MSI Titanium. And I picked this up for 75 bucks on average. Recent sales for this particular GPU is about 95. And then in immaculate condition, I found 4 RTX 2060s. So apparently a guy was planning on mining cryptocurrencies, but he felt that he got in over his head on both costs and how to do it. And so he decided to not do it, and so he sold off he was trying to sell off the rig along with the GPU, the motherboard and all that stuff. And I told him I didn't want the rest of that stuff, I just wanted the GPUs. And I picked these up for 100 bucks a pop. He never even used these GPUs. And so, yeah, these are in brand new condition. No box, he tossed the boxes, but these are brand new condition RTX 2060s. Got them for 100 bucks a pop. So a total of $400. These are currently selling on eBay for an average of about 188 bucks. All right, and a little more on GPUs. So I've got 4 3060 Ti Founders Editions, all brand new, unused, in the box. Let me pull one out. I'm not going to pull them all out because it'll just take too long. But yeah, these are all brand new, in the box, 3060 Ti's. And originally the guy was selling them for about, he was trying to sell them for about 200 bucks a pop, which was still not a bad price. It was a fair ask for them, but he and I came to an understanding, and I bought all 4 of these off of them for $175 a pop. They're currently selling on eBay for an average of about $264, right? Right, and right here I've got a Lian Li SUP01 case, and so brand new on Amazon. As a matter of fact, this guy bought it brand new. It was on Amazon. I've even got the shipping label with his name and address on it, and he decided that he didn't want the case. I never asked why. He just decided that he didn't want the case. And so he sold it to me for 60 bucks, right? And this is actually currently going on Amazon for about 135, 140 bucks, all right? That's a heavy case. All right. So, which brings us down to these 2 items right here. Both of these are 4060 PCs. This one has a 3800X and a B450M motherboard. It's also got an RGB hub, 3 RGB fans, 16 gigs of DDR5 memory. I want to say it was like 4800 megahertz, and a 650 watt power supply. And this one here is another RTX 4060. The one that's in here is an MSI Black Edition. The one that's in here is a PNY XLR8 Edition. And this one has the 13400 i5 13400 CPU in it.
This one also came with 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM. I think it was 5200 megahertz. And a 2 terabyte SSD. There was a 1 terabyte SSD in here I forgot to mention. But this one's got a 2 terabyte SSD NVMe. This one's got a 1 terabyte SSD NVMe. And this one also has I want to say a 700 watt power supply is in here. It's got an ASRock B760 motherboard in it, and which has integrated Wi-Fi. This one doesn't have integrated Wi-Fi, but this one does. And so valuing each of these components individually and just putting like a $20 value on the cases, which include the RGB fans. I spent $1,250 on both of these PCs put together. The total value of these, if I sold just the components off separately, would be about $1,300 or so. So all in, this one I paid a little bit more than this one because I jumped on it a little too aggressively, and I made an offer that I later regretted for I think $650. And this one I got at a better price at about $600. And so yeah, so I spent a little bit too much on this one. But the plan is for these two PCs is to pull the components out and rebuild into new builds and create hopefully more value, especially since this one is a pre-built and this one is a budget build that a guy did. And so the plan right now is to pull all the components out, use what components I can. Maybe reuse the cases. I don't know yet. I'd have to figure out if I want to do that. But yeah, and then repurpose all the components into new builds and hopefully make a okay profit off of that. I figure if I do it right, then I could probably resell each of these for roughly about like somewhere between $800 and $850 a piece. So it should be a couple $100 of profit in each of these if done right. So we'll see. Anyways, so yeah, those are the most recent deals that I've done in the past few months. Mostly because I wanted to gather a bunch of inventory, not just with this stuff, but new parts like new power supplies, new RAM kits, new coolers, and new motherboards and things like that. And I'm gathering the inventory so that I can do ongoing builds, not just for the videos, but ongoing builds that I can sell online, especially since we're close to Christmas time. The Christmas season might help to sell these things. So if not, my worst case scenario, I'll probably be able to make a small profit on reselling the individual parts if for some reason I can't sell specific PCs. And that's the thing I wanted to talk about. So my market, the market that I'm in for Facebook Marketplace, is a relatively small market. Okay, it's about 100,000 population. I am willing to drive half an hour to an hour away in order to make the deals if the deals make sense, right? I take into account time and gas money to figure out what kind of deals I make. I even make offers based off of the mileage and say, so let's say for instance somebody is about an hour away and he's selling something for like $700, right? Well, then I might offer, if it's a fair deal and it's a good deal, then I might offer $650 cash to cover costs of gas and a little bit of time, right? Or I might, if the item's been sitting on the market for a while, then I might offer even a lower price. I might offer like $450 or $500 cash. And I want to do that not to screw the other guy out of money. It's so that as I gather this inventory, I'm in a safe spot, right? Because the last thing you want to do is give yourself so little room to sell these things off that you take a loss. And so you want to position your pricing, your offers, to a point where it makes sense for both the seller and you as the buyer, so that if you do buy those parts, if you have to sell them off, you don't end up losing money, right? Because otherwise, what's the point? So yeah, you definitely want to take a look at Facebook Marketplace, your local market. And I gotta say, the people that I've dealt with, all the individuals that I've dealt with, that I've met face to face, they're really nice people, and they keep their word just like I keep my word. And I've had a pretty good experience, although there are some scams out there, right? Some of the listings are scams. And so if you see a listing on there that's got phone numbers on it, don't trust those. And I'll show some screenshots here. There's some scams out there where they're talking about, which is just an ultra great deal, like $150 for a brand new PC, and they say that their son passed away or something like that, or they leave a phone number and say, first person that texts me happy birthday or happy anniversary, stuff like that. There's also some out there that are listing a website several times in the listing, for you to go there to find a great deal, the same kind of deal that they're selling right now, things like that. So just be aware that those are scams. All right, don't engage with those things. Just block those users. And some of them are using like zombie accounts, so either inactive or stolen Facebook accounts, and they're using those as the quote unquote valid account to sell these things on, to scam you out of your money, right? So just stay away from those kind of things. If they're not willing to meet you face to face, if they're not willing to work with you or talk to you, it's probably a scam. So don't do the shipping thing with Facebook Marketplace. With eBay or Java or something like that, they have an escrow system built in, so that if you do a deal online, then your money's kind of safe. Facebook Marketplace, I haven't tried out the shipping stuff, and I probably won't, mostly because I'm just finding so many great deals in my local market. All right, anyways, so I just wanted to do a video real quick to show you that there's some great deals out there for you, and all you got to do is be diligent and look, and constantly be scrolling through the products that are out there, that whatever product you're looking for, look for those deals. Those deals are out there. You just got to be diligent about it, and you got to be willing to walk away from certain deals. You got to be willing to be communicative and make offers. Don't do the automated messages. A lot of people that list their products avoid that stuff. They ignore that stuff because usually a lot of people that do the automated messages end up ghosting them, or aren't really willing to make a deal. They're just being impulsive, and so they click on the automated message of "is this still available" kind of thing, and so that can get frustrating for them, and so they don't answer those. So what I normally do is I'll say, hey, I'm interested in this product, and then I'll ask some questions, and if they respond, then we'll continue on the conversation, and then maybe I'll make an offer. Depends on the information I find out from the questions. Other times I might just message them and say, hey, I'm interested, and just make an offer right then and there. in that same message, and if they don't respond, then I know that they're going to ghost me in the future. Or if because you can see when they see your message, right? There's a little dot that pops up below your message of their profile pic, and that'll appear when they see your message. If that doesn't pop up, then that means that they're not either checking Facebook or they haven't seen the message yet. But if that dot pops up and they don't respond, then they're probably not interested in the offer that you're going to make, right? So that saves them time, and it saves you time if you make an offer right off the bat. So you don't have to keep going back and forth and things like that. So there are times when I'll do that, especially if it's just a offhand offer. I'm interested, but it's not important for me to get that particular component. Then I'll sometimes use that tactic. But yeah, hopefully if you're looking for PC components or PCs, or honestly just about anything that is being sold on there, if you're looking for that kind of stuff, either to gather components like I'm doing for inventory, or you're planning a build for somebody, or you're planning a build for yourself, or you just want a pre-built PC at a good price, things like that, yeah, you might want to try out Facebook Marketplace. It's been good to me so far. If that changes for some reason or another, I'll do another video about that. But yeah, let me know if you have great deals that you did on Facebook Marketplace or somewhere else. Write down in the comments and tell me about those deals. Come down and talk to me in the comments and let me know about those deals. Or if there is a marketplace, an online marketplace that you prefer over Facebook Marketplace, and tell me why you prefer that. And we'll have a conversation about that. And I might check out those other online marketplaces sooner or later and do a similar video as this. So that's the other thing. Hit that like and subscribe button for me to let me know that you find value in a video like this, so that I know whether or not to make more videos like this in the future about other online marketplaces. All right. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching and sticking with me on this. It was kind of a drawn out conversation, but thanks for watching, and thanks for liking and subscribing if you did so. And I'll see you in the next one.